Your politics and beliefs could be completely different than those your present views, and due to your environmental upbringing would be completely acceptable to your way of thinking. Perhaps you could be or are a racialist, a thief, or an anarchist, or a fanatical religious bigot because of your environmental programming. Are you beginning to see the problem? Do you realize that you yourself have been indoctrinated and brainwashed, and you in turn will aid in or have aided in indoctrinating and brainwashing your own children? By allowing your child's rights and freedom to be equally violated, to be unable to choose his, or her own faith or beliefs once old enough to make his, or her mind up, your children will mostly end up with a similarly cultural profile as your own, and being susceptible to the whims of politicians, advertisers, and possibly religious leaders. The main problem is that the religious or political propaganda seeds are planted so deep that you just behave like a sheep and subdue yourself to the status quo of your culture. Most of us realize that the international and national companies are trying to brainwash us into buying their products, or our government tries brainwash us to believe they are dedicated to their policies. But most of us have no conception on how the religious groups have used and are using well-tried brainwashing techniques gleaned throughout the centuries, effective brainwashing. Within the more established religions, most priests and holy men have no clue that they have been indoctrinated into brainwashing their flocks. The earliest religions started when man became an intelligent species. A specific tribe member would take on the role of spiritual leader, witch doctor or sage. The rules of the tribe would relate to what would appease or what would displease the god/s. The sun, volcanoes, rivers, planets became the reverent bodies to be worshipped. The children of the tribe were taught the rules of the tribe and the legends of how the god/s created man, etc. Thus the very first cultures created a spiritual religious methodology to keep peace within the tribe. Over the many thousands of years things have not changed much, just more complicated cultural environments. We are the product of our cultural environment and are somewhat like sheep, as we follow the status quo, with blind faith. Most of us have not had the time and patience to read the so-called holy books, to make our own mind up about our faith. It is obvious that most of us feel that there should be good values to live by, including good morals, and we should value our relationships with others, not to be jealous or selfish. This is called being civilized, but we have no real need for priests to tell us what is right and wrong, and the threat that we will end up in hell, or the threat that we will live in what I see as boring, everlasting peace in heaven. It is common decency to live by good moral standards, and it's uncivilized not to. The holy man or witch doctors of the past knew the value of superstition in controlling the tribe. The tribe would pay homage to their chosen god. The food sacrifice fed the witch doctor who was too lazy to fish, hunt or farm. Later the witch doctor found other ways to place food on his/her table, such as trading healing bombs and herbs, or to create tricks that made him/her a magical entity. Tribal leaders later posed as son of a god and used superstition to control the tribe by brainwashing them into believing their leader was a supernatural being. Later still, warring tribes' leaders built kingdoms and religion became more sophisticated, but always used to subdue the leader's subjects, or to give them reason to fight and expand the leader's empire. On reading the various holy books such as the Bible, one is exposed to magic, miracles, brainwashing, the constant subjection of a specific subject matter, of which then affects the individual's character, and then his, or her beliefs.